Hi friends. So, how many of you look into the mirror at your own self 3 to 5 times before stepping out for any meeting or anything? How many of you feel like not reading a letter or an email if you find typographical errors or something of those small errors or some full stop error, comma error, and you feel like you do not want to continue reading that email or that letter? Then, my friends, you are in a big trouble called perfectionism. Rather, if you are stretching it to all the parts of your life, then, my friends, you are actually suffering from an illness called as perfectionism. And this, my friends, it is a big problem and it is very dangerous. I know many people who spend a lot of time in perfectionism. They will see the formatting of the email. They will see whether it's full stop properly there, comma wherever required, semicolon proper there, open inverted commas, close inverted commas, and so on and so forth in one bloody email or one letter. But my friends, this is very dangerous. In fact, I am sure you all should understand that perfectionism, or in fact, rather trying for perfectionism, can take away your own success from you. Yes, my friends, if any success which was desired for you, but rather than taking actions to achieve that success, if you get engrossed in, in those perfectionism and rectifying your small errors, then there is a high probability that your success, which was defined for you or which was in your fate, might be taken away by somebody else. So, my friends, stop becoming perfectionism. And I agree, it's too hard than just saying, but you might be thinking, how should I work and how should I remove this hyper perfectionism? My friends, trust me, perfectionism to a certain extent is fine because you have to ensure that whatever deliverables you have for your clients, or whatever products or services you are serving to the customers, they have to meet their expectations. But at the same time, in some cases, there is a possibility that there will be some imperfectionism in your deliverables. But if you can do away with it, please go ahead and deliver that imperfect product or imperfect service to the customer. But at the same time, if you feel that this imperfect service to the customer or that imperfectionism in the product can harm the customer, give them a proper disclaimer that this product is completed till this particular point and this imperfectionism can be there, so that even they are aware upfront before using your product or services. So, my friends, you have to work towards accepting imperfectionism to a certain extent. My friends, trust me, this cannot happen in one day. It cannot happen that today you are perfectionism, you are looking at each and every point with a microscope, and from tomorrow you will start becoming imperfect. Yeah, this is fine, it's okay. No, man, you cannot. It is something which you have to practice on a regular basis and you have to work towards it. First, let's understand how to start for and where to start from. My friends, for this, you have to deep dive into your past because most of the time, what I have observed in my clients and in my trainees, that these types of perfectionism are deeply rooted in their past experiences. There is a possibility that one particular guy had faced many criticisms, over criticisms from his society, from his parents, from his teachers, from his counterparties, from his or her relatives, anybody. He was bombarded by over criticism to such an extent that he decided to be perfectionist. He got conditioned to be perfectionist. He started looking at each and every deliverables, each and every word which he speaks with a microscope. That is really dangerous. On the other side, there is also a possibility that during your childhood, you were conditioned to take approval before doing anything. Let me share with you an example. If a small kid wanted to do ABC in class and he just did it without taking approval, and he got punishments from his teacher, that why didn't you take my permission? And teacher made him stand facing the wall, or his teacher told him to do 10, 20, 50 sit-ups. There is possible that this might have happened in his past, and from that punishment he decided that I will deliver only perfect things. I will deliver only after taking approvals from other. And he started working on each and every feedback which he receives. So my friends, his total life was just getting engaged only on working on the feedbacks rather than serving the customers. Isn't it very dangerous? Living such a life will just take him nowhere. He will just be engrossed in working the feedbacks, and he will never ever in his life will be able to deliver the service or the product to the customers, and he will just drag himself away from his own success. So that's the point which I wanted to share with you all, that perfectionism to certain extent is fine, but if you extend that and if you become over perfectionist and hyper perfectionist, then my friend, it is very, very harmful to you and to your own success and to your own life. So next time, what should the next question which might come into your mind is, what should I do so that I can stop being perfectionist? I'm not telling you to be I am not telling you to start becoming imperfectionist in each and everything. Find out, filter out where you have to be perfect in your delivery. You have to be perfect. But at some cases, at some point, there is a possibility that you can deliver the imperfect product to the customer. In that case, you should go ahead and deliver it, but at the same time, make the customer aware that your delivery is imperfect. So, next time, if you are looking for perfectionism, if you start carrying that microscope with you to find out what is going on wrong, then this is something which you can work upon. Think about it for 5 minutes or for 2 minutes. Is the perfectionism necessary at this stage of your life? And what value addition it will do if you get it perfect? If your answers to the above two are negligible, then my friends, you can drop the plan to become perfect in that delivery. You can go ahead and serve the customer in the way you are ready right now. There is no need to go for perfectionism and waste your own time to make the product more perfect or better, which is not required for that delivery. There is another point to perfectionism, which is which I want you all to understand. It also depends on how the person is taking the concept of perfectionism. If he is taking it in a positive way, it's very good. But at the same time, if he is taking it in a negative way, it's very bad for his or her own success. Let me explain it to you in detail. Let's say I am a perfectionist. I want to do everything perfect. I ensure that everything is getting delivered on time to the customer. I ensure that whatever I have prepared is perfect, and whatever presentation I am giving to my clients is perfect. I ensure that everything is getting completed on the desired deadline, and all these accomplishments, all these activities on completion gives me a positive feeling that yes, I have accomplished everything. If I'm getting encouraged by such type of perfectionism, if I get a feeling of excellence, and if I get energy to take more and more activities, if I get motivated to take more and more tasks by this perfectionism, and my friends, this is positive perfectionism and you should go ahead with it. But on the other side, if the perfectionism, if whatever perfectionism thoughts are there in my mind are discouraging, if I get a feeling of incompleteness while delivering the product because I feel that I am not delivering a perfect product which was required. And if the thought of perfectionism is taking away my energy and is demotivating me to take additional tasks, then my friends, it is a negative way I am perceiving that perfectionism. And if I do that, I am dragging myself away from my own success. And this is very dangerous, my friends. You have to take your perfectionism in a positive way. You have to decide at the point of of your life whether this activity or this product or the service which you have to deliver to your customer needs more perfectionism, or is it fine to deliver at whatever it is right now? And you can go ahead with whatever you are doing so that you are happy, your customer is happy, he is getting the service what he expected from you, and he is satisfied by your service. Then my friends, there is no need of perfectionism further. So now, how to fix this problem? One of the point is that you have to think through of how this concept of perfectionism got conditioned in you, whether it was your childhood conditioning, whether it was the conversation between your family members, whether it was some over criticisms which you had received. And my friends, you have to remove all those conditioning from your mind. All those, just think about it. How all this thought came into your mind. The teacher punished you. Your friends criticized you. Your relatives criticized you. Your parents criticized you. Maybe your spouse criticized you. Maybe your neighbors criticized you. My friends, whose thinking was the origin of those criticisms? Was it your thinking or was it your neighbor's thinking? Was it your thinking or was it your parents' thinking? Was it your thinking or was it the thinking of your teacher? Obviously, all those conditioning took place, got installed in your mind only because of the thinking of the other person. It was not your own thinking. Then, why do you think you should give such a weightage to those thinking which were developed? Why do you think you should give those weightage to the conditioning which was developed by the thinking of the other person? It was not at all your thinking. So, my friends, you have to start reducing the weightage that you give to this conditioning. You should start reducing the weightage which you give to your thoughts of perfectionism, because these are not your thoughts. These are thoughts which were imbibed in you by the criticisms which you received based on the thinking of the other person. Are you getting what I want to say? And my friends, fix it, fix the problem. It's not your thinking because of which you are perfectionism, because of which you are looking for perfectionism. It is the thinking of somebody else. So my friends, start giving lesser and lesser importance to this, and you will soon see that your microscope is getting vanished. And my friends, you will get reconditioned to be semi-perfect. Let me explain to you what do I mean by semi-perfect. Wherever your delivery needs to be perfect, you will deliver it at 100 perfect perfectionism. But wherever you are meeting the expectation of the client but your delivery is not perfect according to you, that is fine. You should go ahead and deliver the product to the customer, and at the same time make a disclosure that I did this and this is something which is pending, which is something which is imperfect about this service. The second point is, whenever some negative thoughts comes in your mind about making you, forcing you to take steps towards perfectionism, think about it and say to your mind, thank you for your advice, and get back to the work which you were doing. No need to look at what you have already done, because that is something which is already done, which is perfect, which was at one point perfect in your mind. But because of that thought of becoming perfectionist, you start feeling that this is not perfect. So don't worry. Start following, start working on what you are doing right now and forget about what you have already done. Because what you have already done was perfect at one point of time, and it is still perfect because it will serve the purpose of your customer. Third point which you can start doing is to allow yourself being imperfect. Start being a bit messy in some of the activities to the extent possible that it will not hurt you in your success. If you have to deliver something to your customer and that product is serving the customer's need, then my friends, go ahead and deliver that to the customer even if you feel that there is some imperfectionism in it. That's okay. Start living with imperfectionism. I am not saying that go ahead and deliver something which will harm the customer. If that product is serving the requirement of the customer, go ahead and deliver it and forget about it. Just ensure that you communicate to your customer that this product is perfectly meeting your requirement, but it is imperfect in so and so and so problem, because of so and so's problem, and he will get the point. Fourth point, and it is the main point which I want you all to start doing from today itself. Why? First, think about it. Why do you think you have to think? Why do you think you are you are you are not achieving perfectionism? Because at some point of time inside in your mind you are not loving yourself. If you start loving yourself, you will start loving the way you are, and you will start loving the products which you are serving to the customers, and you will start loving the products and the services which you are delivering to the customer. And once you start loving that, you will feel, and you will feel that the product is perfect, and you will not listen to the criticisms of the others. But at the same time, you have to give one little thought to the criticisms which you receive from your customers, and that thought should be on this manner. If the criticism which you receive from a customer, think about it and take a conclusion whether that criticism is correct or whether it is incorrect. If the criticism or the feedback which you have received is correct, then my friends, you have to work towards that criticism and you have to improve, because now you yourself have a feeling that the product is imperfect. But at the same time, if you feel that the criticism is incorrect, or rather the criticism which you have received will not harm, meeting that criticism will harm yourself in achieving your own success, then just say thank you to the customer or thank you to the to the giver of that feedback, and continue in towards the work which you are doing. Because if you will go and think about each and every criticism and start improving yourself on each and every criticism which you are receiving, then my friends, you will waste your precious time in doing something which is not important. What is important is delivering the customer's needs, meeting the customer's requirement, and if you are doing that, that will suffice your requirement. That will suffice what you are doing. That will suffice the requirement of the customer, and that should be the end of your activity. The main solution which I think about perfectionism is to start loving yourself unconditionally, because once you start doing that, you will not get emotional about the criticisms which you receive from the other person, and you will be fully at peace and at calm. And with peaceful and calm mind, you can create, you can bring more and more creativity in your deliveries to the customer. And once that creativity is there and it exists in your services, I am sure that your customer will be happy by your delivery, even if you personally feel that that delivery was imperfect. With this, my friends, I come to the end of this video. I hope you got the point which I want to share with you all, and from tomorrow you will strive not for perfectionism in each and every point, but you will strive for perfectionism in those points where it is only required. Wherever it is not required, please go ahead and deliver the product or deliver the service with that imperfectionism, and make a disclosure to the customer that my product and my service will deliver you your requirement, but so and so, so and so, so and so problems are there which will not harm you because those issues will not impact the service which you desire. So my friends, this was something which I wanted you all to understand about perfectionism and imperfectionism. And last point which I want to share with you all is that I have a Facebook group called Abundance Mindedness where I keep on sharing such informative videos and blog posts with the Facebook group, and those Facebook group members make most out of it. So if you want to be a part of that group, please connect with me on Facebook Messenger and I will add you in that Facebook group. With this, I finally come to the end of this end of this video. I hope you all have learned something about perfectionism and you will start implementing the principles which I have shared with you. With this, I finally take a sign off from you all. Goodbye, take care, God bless, bye bye.